This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but boasting a gorgeous picture of Toronto behind me because, well, I've been wanting to move to Toronto since 2017, but because of our inflation issues, well, I haven't been able to do that. But I'm going to celebrate it anyway and hope to do two conventions this year. But folks, I have a three-time guest here on this May 24th, 2025. It's been a few years since she's been on the show, but I have met her a couple times since she's been on here. Folks, I give you the absolutely lovely and too bashful to appear on here in video, so you gotta look at me. You have to look at me, folks. I know my cat only does that because I have treats. Folks, I give you the lovely Lesleh Donaldson. How do you do, Lesleh?
I'm good. How are you? I'm too
I'm,
bashful. I'm looking not quite good these days. I had a really bad haircut. So I just got it. So I'm like, oh geez, no, I can't. I
you're not
can't.
looking so good this night. Look at this face.
You look amazing. Come on. I like your hat. You like your shirt. You got Emma Stone on you. Look, you're
I
looking
got
good.
Emma Stone on here to make me look good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'll tell you what I did do. I went one day because I thought I should start doing this. I got this big photo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I thought I should start putting all my autographs in this. This one here's got like 200 pages.
Nice.
And I started putting them in by order of conventions. Now,
Okay.
I first met you at the 2017 Horrorama. Because I remember
Yeah.
I brought you, what was that over thing? I got one for you and one for Lisa
Hmm.
that you throw over yourself. What is it, a shawl or
A
something like that?
shawl. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
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 But anyway,
Did you have the
hopefully it
picture?
shows up.
Oh, there it
There's,
is.
I
Yep.
still got that.
Yeah. Those were the days.
You still look like that. Who are you kidding?
Oh, good grief, no.
Yeah. And this is a double whammy. Oops.
Oh,
Oh,
they've
gee.
all disappeared.
My
Oh, that one.
background.
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep.
tell you, I wish the background would cooperate.
Yeah, it's just showing me the CN tower.
Huh?
I'm seeing the CN. There it is. Okay, I see the picture. Yep. Yep.
That's from Happy Birthday to Me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who is that person?
That's a lovely lady.
My goodness.
And yeah, I never sell autographs. I keep all my autographs.
Well, that's good. You shouldn't sell them.
Well, I don't agree with people doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I know there's people out there that make a living off that, but it's
Yeah.
not my forte.
Not your thing. You keep them for yourself. You should.
I do. Well, my background avatar was gonna be something from this movie.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Who knew
Yeah,
that picture would last?
it's interesting that's really popular and you can't really see your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's this one.
Yep. The
Yeah.
doll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And yeah, I think I just got two off your table. Now I got this picture from Lisa, but
Mm-hmm.
I got
Which
both
one?
your
Oh,
signatures on it.
happy birthday to me. Yeah. The
Yeah,
gang.
it's the crew.
Yep.
I can't see anything on there. The
Yeah.
crew.
It's kind of not showing up. You're the CN Tower is taking over the whole thing. I
Yeah, I
see
wish I.
Carolyn, what's her name? Monroe?
Oh, I got Carolyn Monroe on this
Yep.
other side. Yep. I had Caroline on the show back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was delighted to meet her.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that and I got it was interesting how this played because I got everything from Horror Rum of 2017
Mm-hmm.
up to Frightmare in the Falls 2022 in here.
Right.
Yep.
Are you going to do those again, or are you going to do Frightmare?
I
Is that the
plan to
one?
do Frightmare in the Falls,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the possibility of Melanie Kinnaman being there because
Okay.
she had messaged me and asked if I could get her Tiffany Hellman there so that
Huh.
I could meet them. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
That's so I'm game. I've thrown names to James Ponce, who's
Mm-hmm.
one of the promoters before, and sometimes I get a reaction and sometimes I don't.
Right.
All I can do is throw the names their way. Have you done Frightmare in the Falls before?
No, I haven't.
They
No,
should get you at that. I mean, you're
they
not that
should. I
yeah,
know. What are they waiting for?
you know. Um
Yeah.
yeah,
One of these days.
I must have listed about uh 10 names. I did put yours on there and I put
Mm-hmm.
Cindy Hines was on there because I know she's Toronto based and Ina
Yep.
Karakuba.
Yeah. Cindy Hines, I think, is in Sudbury or North Bay. I think she lives up there.
Oh,
But it's
she's
easy
far
enough for
away.
her to, it's easy enough for her to come down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Because I saw her at the when I was at the Creature Con in Sudbury in September. She was there.
I think Cindy's a hoot.
She is.
I
She's hilarious. Yeah.
I've never met her in person, but I've had her on here a couple times.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
She's a
yeah,
hoot for sure. Yeah.
yeah. But no, I think about Toronto almost every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very appreciative of Lisa Langlois for introducing
Mm-hmm.
me to that. I
Yep.
mean, she's the one that helped me get a passport
Right.
because
Yep.
yeah, I did Chiller a year ago. April was my
Okay.
first time going to the States.
How did you like that?
You know, I love the event. Here's a couple problems I have. I had to stay in the Billy Bishop Airport
Oh,
for a good 4 or 5 hours
oh
between
dear.
flights. I'm not a
That
big
sucks.
fan of that,
Yeah. No, I
but
don't think anybody is.
yeah. And number two, I had to go through immigration.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, I was there for like 2 hours. Here's the funny thing about that. Here's my funny story about that.
Yeah.
I get up there, I finally met the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was polite and whatnot, but he asked what my business was in New Jersey, and I said I told him that I was there for an event, and I told him which one. He looked it up, Chiller,
Okay. Yeah.
Parsippany, New Jersey. I told him that I was there assisting a friend of mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Lisa's name. He looked her up. He said her. I said, "Yep, that's my
Mm-hmm.
friend." And finally, he got into, "You're not making any money here," and I said,
Oh yeah, they want to know about that. That's for sure.
"Yeah." I was like, "No." He
Yeah.
said, "You're just here to assist a friend of yours?" I said, "Yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
And he found that hard to wrap his head around. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I said to him, I said, "Do you want to hear what I do?" And he
Yeah.
said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, last night at 5 o'clock in the evening,
Yeah.
I said, I went to work cleaning my first of 3 buildings.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I got done my last building today, this morning
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Then I
Right.
went home. I fed my cat Skittles, grabbed my luggage, took my car to my brother's apartment, which is
Yeah.
not far away. My brother drove me to the airport,
Yeah.
and now I'm here.
Talking to you.
Yeah. And he looks at me and he says, okay, you can go.
Yeah. Sometimes yeah, that's the thing. They don't want you making any money down there. So
Yeah.
it's a tough thing to do. It's I had to back out of a convention because I just had that really gnawing pain in my gut. This was in past April where I just thought, oh shit, excuse my language.
No,
I
go
could get
ahead.
I could get arrested because a girl just got arrested who was a Canadian actress coming in from Mexico. Just to renew her visa, Canadian actress. I can't remember her name. I think she was in American Pie or something. And they
Oh,
arrested her.
really?
They arrested her, took her away for 2 weeks. She finally got out. But I mean, like, what? I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want to go through that. Because I'm not shy about how I feel about Trump. I just spew it all out there and let everybody
You
know
know
because
what
I think
I
he's a piece
think?
of shit. But
I think you and Trump need an intervention.
dear God, no.
You want me to tell you, I'm going to say something right now. I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel about this.
Hmm.
I'm not in favor of what Trump's doing either.
Yeah.
I'm not liberal or conservative, but I took a lot of shit online from
Hmm.
people in the industry because I voted for Pierre Poilievre.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep. Here's the thing. People in the industry are upset because Pierre wanted to defund the CBC. Well, here's
Hmm.
what I'm going to say about that. And I've had to explain this.
Hmm.
I listen to independent media like The Pleb, Moose on the Loose, Unacceptable Fringe,
Hmm.
Over Opinionated with Jasmine Lane. I listen to them, and here's one thing I've seen twice
Hmm.
where CBC ran a story, and the thing I listened to showed the proof. They ran a story about Pierre and they doctored up him saying something that he
Hmm.
did not say. And the channel I listened to played the whole thing in its context. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I find CBC hard to trust
Yeah.
because,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I
No,
met
that's what happens. Yep.
I met Pierre Poilievre at a rally here in Fredericton, and I told him about. I'm not political, but ever since going to Toronto in 2017, I wanted to move there.
Hmm.
And when I actually had a job lined up in Toronto, and the
Okay.
problem is I couldn't get moved there because of the inflation. And that's when debates about housing between Poilievre and Trudeau were going through my YouTube feed.
Right.
And don't get me started on Justin Trudeau, not a fan,
Hmm.
but um, anyway, I started Poilievre's policies were making sense. Now, people were calling him, and CBC loved to do this, calling him the Canadian Trump.
Mm.
He's not the Canadian Trump.
Mm.
See, what I was voting for was the AXA carbon tax, which Carney pretty much stole from him.
Mm.
But he wanted to take it off the industrial end as well, because that would end up affecting people like me as well.
Hmm.
Um, Fixing the budget, which we desperately need to do,
Hmm.
and uh, dealing with the housing issue, which we definitely need to do if I ever
Hmm.
wanted to move, and also stopping the crime.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I did a video where I ranted about this one night. One of the places I clean is a Canada Post across the
Okay.
river.
Hmm.
My supervisor calls me one day before I'm off to work, and she goes, "Greg, I want you to do something for me." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Canada Post this afternoon had called because they found a meth needle
Mm.
outside the Canada Post. They called the city police, nothing."
Wow.
And so my supervisor got there at around 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get there around 6. I leave here about 5, but um, she got there. She had to put a box over top of it because the
Mm-hmm.
needle was still there, and she said there was blood splattered all around the needle.
Oh dear. Okay.
And so she put a white box on it, said "Don't touch"
Mm-hmm.
and toxic. So
Materials.
she
Yep.
called the city police. They said they'd be right there.
They weren't there. Yeah.
Now, when I got there, the needle was not only still there, but I called the city police.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Oh yeah, we got the calls. We'll have somebody there very, very shortly."
Yeah.
3 hours later,
Wow.
I'm done inside Canada Post. I get out there and the needle's still there. So I
Wow.
called my supervisor and I said, "What do I do?"
Mm-hmm.
We don't deal with that.
No. Yeah.
Now, I've had people tell me, "Well, you should have just left it there." And I said, "Well, here's what would have happened if I had left it there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's kid or something
Yeah.
like that would find that
Yeah.
because there was still blood inside the needle as
Yeah.
well."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you would hear authorities and local police or whatever talk about how could this have been prevented. It's not
Yeah.
like we shouldn't have listened to those people that called us.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I took care of it. I had to double
Yeah.
glove up and
Yeah.
take care of that and
Yeah.
dispose of it. And it wasn't my job to do.
Right.
And that was part of and I did a video, and boy, was why ever profane, because I had a few choice words for Justin Trudeau. I had a few choice words for our local authorities here,
Mm-hmm.
including the police. And yeah, I had a few
Yeah.
choice words.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, um, well, I guess what I'm saying is that Polyev was not Trump. He
Mm.
never was. I don't regret voting for him,
Mm-hmm.
but I took some slack and I got told I'm alienating from people in the industry because of that vote. And I'm like, if people are going to judge me and cut me off because of who I voted for, there's
Yeah.
already,
That's not right. No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And another thing Justin said that I was really pissed at him about was instructing people to jeer the US anthem at hockey games.
No.
Whether you
Yeah.
like,
Shouldn't do that. But
yeah,
I've heard it. Yeah.
whether you like Trump or not, here's the thing with me. I've interviewed a lot of people from the
Mm-hmm.
United States.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to jeer their anthem because of who's in power.
Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah,
not their. It's not them. It's him. So yeah, you just can't. You can't lump everybody together.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh, I'm glad you see it that way because
Well, I do. I have my views of Trump. I mean, uh, I don't even want to. Let's not talk about it because he's just such an evil person. But
oh,
you
you don't
know,
want to get fired up. I thought
I'll get
that
fired up. All right.
you want me to do an intervention? I think we're making some progress, Lesleh. You're almost opening up the orange.
Yes. Opening up the orange. Yeah.
You almost before you couldn't even look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But
True that. Yeah. True
but
that.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, my brother and I both voted for Polyev, and
Hmm.
we weren't happy with how it turned out. And I've had people throw in my face that Polyev lost his riding. Well, here's something again CBC wasn't sharing, or maybe they are now after the thought.
Hmm.
There were two brothers that did the whole thing. I don't know what they did, but there were 92 people on that ballot for that riding.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's quite a few.
And these two were responsible for that.
Wow.
And yeah. And I wasn't happy with what was going on. And I said to one person, and I put this on Facebook and it didn't get a
Hmm.
good reaction. I put Canada voted and I put an image of the Chinese flag, and people
Okay.
were pissed at me. Well, I said, well, Carney's got ties to Beijing,
Hmm.
and that could spell trouble for us.
Huh.
Yeah. So,
Trouble is a brewing, that's for sure.
yeah. So, anyway, I was like, since I was getting all this negative slack, and I'm like, I get enough negativity going on in my life, I said, you know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
You know, I vote for Skittles, who's over there asleep because he didn't do anything. So,
Oh, and Skittles. I can't see Skittles because
you
I'm
know
meshed
what?
in the Toronto view.
Skittles is way over there, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I've seen you rant about this, and I've
Yeah.
definitely ranted about this, and
Yeah.
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 But
That's where I do my ranting.
you know
I
what?
try to keep it out of my daily life.
Sometimes we have to rant.
Yes, sometimes we do. That's
Sometimes
right.
you gotta let out your inner Sam Kennison.
You do. Absolutely. God
Yep.
love them.
I've had his brother on here.
Have you?
Oh
Nice.
yeah. His brother was his manager, and he
Okay.
talks about some of the stuff he had to bail Sam out of.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Could you imagine Sam dealing with today's climate in terms of
Yeah. I mean, I even think about George Carlin too. But wow, they would have a field day.
George Carlin was
Love
one of the
George.
all-time greats. Yeah.
He certainly was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Seven things you couldn't say on television.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like All's in the Family now looks tame
They
compared
know
to,
what's going on. Yeah.
yeah,
And you know, what's the sad thing is you couldn't even make that show now.
nope, nope,
It came out
not
at
at
the right
all.
time, but you couldn't even do that show now. You
Absolutely.
can't even do a John Hughes movie
You know, I'm friends with Leanne Curtis from 16 Candles,
now. Mm-hmm.
and she has no filter.
Yeah, good. Good for
Oh,
her.
I love her,
Yeah.
but she was taking care of her mom. Her mom is now passed, but her mom
Right.
was a, a conductor,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and her mom was 98 when she passed. But I had them on here together one
Wow.
time, and to hear her mom is not as you know over the top as
Right.
Leanne,
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell it's like, uh-oh, here's
It's
my
there.
daughter going again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Leanne has no filter and she is
Sounds like a hoot.
hilarious.
It sounds like a hoot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, she had these finger puppets of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and she would do the porno version and act it out for her mom.
Hilarious. Oh my God. And her mom would watch. Oh, jeez.
Well, it was porno talk.
Right, right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
she'd just do it because one of her big entertainment is driving her mom over the.
Insane.
Yeah, but her mom, you could tell her mom loved her, you know.
Yeah, of course. Of
Yeah.
course. That's
So I
amazing.
had them on together, and I'm kind of glad because I was like, Leanne, I have this for you.
That's
But
great.
I've had Leanne on here a few times, and
Right.
I met John Capello's at
Mm-hmm.
Chiller, and I've had him on here twice.
Yeah,
He played the janitor in Breakfast Club.
he
He's also
did.
in 16 Candles.
Yep.
What a nice guy.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
remember, yeah. And he remembered because I donated to something a charity that involved one of his family members
Okay.
back in 2017, I think, when I had him on.
Mm-hmm.
And I had him on again last year after Chiller, and he remembered me.
Yeah, yeah.
What I didn't know is that his niece is Vassie de Capello's, who's one of the CBC, or not CBC, CTV anchors.
Oh, really?
And I
Ah,
like Vassie. She's one of the ones I like because she has some hard-hitting questions. And it's
okay.
funny, when I found that out, I said, John, I was listening to Vassie in my earbuds
Yeah.
at work before I got home to do this interview.
Hmm.
So I do like Vassy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but
That's interesting.
yeah, that was what a small world.
Yeah, it
But
is a small world.
I had fun at Chiller. I met Sybil Shepherd doing her first con.
Wow.
Hmm.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to ask you, I think you gave me a little bit of it um, when I messaged you a while ago.
Hmm.
I met your son Gavin. We
Okay.
went,
Yes.
yep. Well,
That was back in 2022.
2022. I think it was
2022. Yeah.
2022 because
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
the
interesting
last
time with him. Yeah.
Horrorama.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all, me and Lisa and Gavin went to the what is it? The
Mandarin.
Mandarin, the
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
So, yep. What a
Yeah, yeah.
nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I was like, I have this. Yeah, he got into my video, and I thought I should send this to Lesleh.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad you didn't. That was a rough year.
Yeah.
That was a
So
rough year with him. He's much better now. He's doing really well. He just did a first semester at Wilfrid Laurier
mhm,
University of Waterloo. So he's going back in the fall.
yeah.
So he's gotten his act together. He's doing really, really well now. Thank God. Oh,
Well, I was
it was a bit of
happy
a
to treat
nightmare.
him out to dinner.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, and I remember when I come over there because and he goes, "Do you mind if I pop in?" I goes, sure.
Go for it.
Yep. So yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing well. That
Yeah,
that
he's doing
that's
well.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
kind of a rough patch there, but it's better now.
We've all had rough patches.
Oh yeah.
I had a friend of mine out of Toronto who does a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
He he's caught me on a couple of his walk around videos of Horrorama, and I got acquainted with him. And he said he's turning 51 this year, and he asked me,
Mm.
how much older am I? And I said, I turned 53 in July. But
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, I hate to put a damper on your birthday,
Yeah.
but when I turned 51, it's when my body started really falling apart.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. It starts even sooner than that sometimes.
Well, a year ago, January, I had a retina tear
Oh,
operation.
oh dear. Yeah.
Yep. And I got that done. They don't even put you under for that.
No, they just freeze it, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't painful. My brother had to take me to Halifax. I'd never been there
Yeah.
before.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. So I went there and I got that done. And some
Mhm.
images are distorted, but I can see out of that eye.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And now, well, I did a video recently where I talked about health update, and I
Hmm.
talked about 25 years ago getting a hernia operation on my right side. Well,
Hmm.
here we are 25 years later, and I gotta get the left side done now.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. It just all comes back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not for wusses getting old. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's always something to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you live in lovely Toronto. Do you live
I
in the
do.
city of Toronto or
I
outside it?
do. I live in East York, so I live right on the cusp of Riverdale and East York.
You know what? I love Toronto.
Hmm.
And a lot of people, I think Lisa is, I think, the only one that's telling me I should move there.
Yeah,
And so many
you
other
should.
people are telling me I shouldn't.
Well, no, it's a great city. It's hard to get work these days.
Well, I could
It's
I could get work because one
yeah,
of the cleaning companies I work for, they can transfer me. The
yeah,
problem is finding a place where I can afford to stay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're out there. You just have to find them for sure.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even have to have my car. The
Yeah,
transit system is so great.
it is. Yeah, yeah. You don't, it's like New York. It's silly to have a car here in the city
Well,
because you can always rent one, you know?
yep.
Um, so it's just, the parking is nuts, the parking is expensive, and there's just so many cars in the city. It's just that getting around in a car in the city is virtually impossible. You have to give yourself so much time because the highways are clogged. There's so much construction.
Well,
It's really bad. I mean, I think the 401 is probably the considered the worst highway in the world. It used to be LA. Now it's the 401, Toronto.
you don't think it's clogged because they're trying to get away from Trump, do you?
I'm sure there's a lot of that happening too.
Um, Lisa taught me well about using the subway, and I do love
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
love the
really easy to
subway
get around.
system.
Yeah,
Well, I heard they're expanding it further.
they are. They are. They're building one up, coming up this way, up Cape, up to Don Mills, past the Science Center, which no longer is, and up that way. So it's they're expanding that, and then they're trying to get it out to the airport as well. There's like Eglinton crosstown, which is
I've
taking
never,
forever to do.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
never landed in Pearson before. I've always landed in Billy Bishop.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wouldn't take the ferry across. I would always take the tunnel because we
Yeah.
haven't had escalators here in Fredericton since the
Okay.
1980s.
Right.
So, and I remember
Yep.
that first trip when Lisa invited me to assist her at Horrorama. I
Yeah.
remember that first trip, and I was nervous about getting on a plane until I got up there. I kind of dig flying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like like at the time I took a gravel, but now I just take gum so my ears don't pop.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But I just remember that first year mom and dad took me to the airport because
Hmm.
that way I could leave my car at their place instead of paying to
Right.
keep at the airport. Because dad passed in 2022
Oh,
because
I'm sorry to
after
hear that.
eight
Yeah.
years of ALS. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's rough.
But that first year, he and mom saw me off. Now my brother
Yeah.
takes me every
Okay.
yeah, my younger brother, but they saw me off, and I think I'm the only one in my family who's ever been on a plane.
Ah, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, it was an interesting experience because I
Hmm.
didn't know. I'm amazed at how I reacted to it because, when you go around that turn and then you stop. And
Hmm.
then it starts going and speeding up and speeding up and speeding, and then it goes
Hmm.
up and up and up. I got a rush.
You did?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
Now, lately, now I film like since 2021, I start filming my trips.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And my mom hates videos that I post where I'm shooting out the plane window.
Oh,
Plane
right.
windows are going up.
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah. She
mom
doesn't like that, huh?
she don't like that.
Yeah. 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 There you go.
But
It can be
I
daunting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now I've only flown Porter as well, and I
Hmm.
love Porter. But now they got one-way trips instead of stopping in
Hmm.
Ottawa.
Right. Right. They got a full flight. Yeah.
I
That's
love it.
better.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. Have you ever flown Porter?
Yes.
I love Porter.
I went to Dulles Airport through the Billy Bishop the airport, and
I love the
it was
Billy
great.
Billy.
It was so
Yeah.
because I love it. So it's so easy to get to.
Yep. Yep.
It's right there. Yeah.
Well, Lisa got me schooled on that, and now I
Hmm.
know right where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's not, it's very easy. It's very, it's once you know the subway system and everything, it's really easy to navigate.
Mom thought I was going to pitch a tent at one of the theaters there. I discovered the Carlton Theater,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They have $5 movies,
They do. Yeah.
and I was there almost every night.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
They have good movies there too.
Yeah. Well, they got Dressed to Kill playing there this month, and I'm like, oh, I love it's my favorite De
Yeah.
Palma movie.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my, I wish I could be there for that, you know?
Yeah.
But when I was there, I mean, I saw Halloween a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Clue for the first time. I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm-hmm.
I saw oh The Exorcist
Yeah.
because I got a beanie with Eileen Dietz Pazuzu face on it that I got from her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has she been on your show?
yeah, three
Yep.
times.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And she was going to send me the Pazuzu beanie, but she said, due to the cost of postage, why don't I just give it to you in person at Frightmare in the Falls? And I said,
Right.
sure.
That works.
Yeah. Oh, I love Eileen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great. She's really great.
Yeah. She's been on here three times, and she's been great.
Mm-hmm.
But so that is the thing. And I love Toronto, but I
Mm-hmm.
just haven't been able to get moved.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a
And
big step.
but as far as moving, like I had a job lined up at one of the hospitals there,
Okay.
and I just couldn't get moved. And I thought it was just going to be a matter of me get the job, me moving down. Because
Yeah.
I've been in my apartment here since 2020,
Okay.
and my rent's not huge because I've been here since
Right.
2020. And I know Lisa has said to me, she goes, well, Greg, if it doesn't work out for you in Toronto, you can always go back.
Yeah.
That's true. However, my rent's not going to be what it is now.
Yeah. If you move out of there. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had people say, well, Greg, you want to move to Toronto so bad. Why don't you just do it? Well,
Yeah.
because you got to use your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be smart about it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like when I moved into this apartment, it was $800.
Wow.
It's up to 1,100 right now.
Right.
I
It's just,
guarantee you, a first time going in here, it's
yeah.
going to be closing in on 2,000.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Something's got to be done about that.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yep, something's
It's
got to be
it's
done.
it's the rents here are just astronomical.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and plus, if I move, I got to make sure I'm in a place where Skittles has got a little bit of
Right.
room.
Yeah. You want to
Yep.
take Skittles with you, right?
Originally, I was going to have Skittles stay with somebody else here
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't find any place in Toronto would let you take pets. Now I'm hearing that
They
they're
do.
not allowed to refuse you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's there's I mean, I have rarely heard of pets not being allowed in certain places, but again, it really depends on where you're looking, where you're going.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get moved there or not, but and I'm not a huge fan of New Brunswick,
Mm,
but nonetheless, I work overnights, so
right.
I'm not working around a lot of people. It's quiet at night.
Right.
I have one coworker I work with,
Mm-hmm.
in one building, and I sleep during the day when all the chaos is going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's I had a job like that when I worked. I was a concierge overnight. And I loved it and I hated it because you do have to sleep during the day, but then I couldn't get half the things I have to get done during the day. But the chaos is less. You're right. Because it's
What
quiet
do
at
you have
night.
to do during the day?
Oh, write a script, look after the kids,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Make dinners and stuff, just, that kind of, everyday life kind of thing, but I like the peace and quiet of the job at night.
I do
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I love Toronto. I fell in
Mm-hmm.
love with it, and after Lisa introduced me to it, I've met a lot more people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep, yep.
That's
And
cool.
well, Lisa, like I said, she helped me get a passport, and I did Chiller in Parsippany, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, I never thought I was going to travel the state. I'm half tempted to go to Chiller next year because I
Mm-hmm.
keep hearing people being fearful about traveling to the States. And I
Yeah,
don't,
I am.
you are? I
Oh
don't
yeah.
feel that. I don't
Oh, I
know.
do. Yeah. I mean, after what happened to that girl and many others actually, I just thought, oh, because they go through all your electronic stuff and your social media and everything.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I just and they're targeting Canadians for sure. So I had to cancel doing Cinema Wasteland because I just didn't want to go down there. And once I canceled, I felt like the gnawing fear in my stomach left. I just thought, okay, well, that's it. I just can't until this nonsense is over. I'm not going down there. It's
Wow.
unfortunate, but yeah, I just don't want to go anywhere near the States.
Jeepers, I don't think they want to look at my social media. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
it's
I
just,
don't rant about Trump. I just rant about our government.
yeah. Well, I don't think they care about that,
Yeah.
other than
Yeah.
wanting to take it over.
You know what? I've heard the 51st state thing, but I don't buy it.
Oh, it just can't happen. It
Like
can't.
I don't even think Trump's being serious. I just don't think he took Trudeau seriously.
No, he didn't.
No. And I could see why, but I don't know. Carney said that our relationship with the states is over and he's going to stand up to Trump, and he goes down there in that interview and he sits there in the chair with twiddling his thumbs through most of it. I'm like, he didn't really stand up.
Well, he kind of did it in a backhanded way. I mean, he chose his words carefully, and he
Well, he had to. He didn't want to
complimented
get
him, but
Zelensky.
insulted him at the same time.
Yeah, he didn't want to
Because now
get
you see what happens.
Zelensky.
Anybody that goes down there and sits in that chair, they're going to get ambushed in some way by him and his goons. So it's I thought he handled it. He had to be diplomatic, very diplomatic, and I think he handled it pretty good. But I know a lot of people were disappointed.
Skittles would have handled it.
Yeah,
Skittle, I
it
think
takes a cat.
Skittles would have handled it.
It takes a
Skittles
cat.
Skittles would have watched Fritz the cat, and he would have learned everything he needed to know.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
a
animals
simple.
don't like him, as seen with the other animals. They don't like him. So the cat probably would have scratched his face, which would have been beautiful to see.
I'll get Skittles. You just been he's late now. Skittles. We're gonna back the curtains.
Hi, Skittles.
We did.
Cutie pie. Oh,
Yeah.
see, I can't have a cat because my partner's allergic, definitely allergic to cats. And I've always had cats.
You should draw the line there.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that because I've seen him flare up around a cat. It's not pretty.
Oh,
And he loves cats, but he just can't be around them. So he had a
Skittles, I
dog,
hear that.
Jackson. I know you little fluff ball. Look at she's looking like, oh God, what is he doing to me?
Yeah, I'm embarrassing him. So Skittles, you're living here for free.
Yeah,
So
you can afford to be embarrassed every now and then.
yeah. Oh, Nancy Allen, when I had her on, she
Hmm.
gave probably the most hilarious reaction to Skittles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I just want to squeeze his little face."
Yeah, yeah, he's cutie patootie.
Yeah, yeah, he must be 16, 17 years old now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Well, he's a rescue.
Okay.
So, yeah, my nephew had him, then my parents had him. And then when my parents went to live in my grandparents' old place
Hmm.
so that they didn't have the stairs and stuff because they're both terminally ill.
Right. Oh
Uh,
dear.
Well, they kept their Australian Shepherd because they were really close to it, but the
Hmm.
dad said so I wouldn't be lonely.
Yeah.
So it had Skittles stay with me, and but he
Right.
knew I was a cat person, so
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
You took the cat. Nice.
I took the cat. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I love Toronto. I'd love to move there. I don't
Hmm.
know when or if that's ever going to happen. So,
Right.
but I am planning to do my first ever fan expo this year.
Good. Oh,
Yeah.
is that in August or when is that?
Yeah, I I considered doing it last year, but I had
Hmm.
two cons booked.
Okay.
But I considered doing it last year because I had John Cleese booked, but John Cleese ended up canceling.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And Shannon Doherty was booked and she passed away. So, but I still wouldn't have minded going. I mean, they had the Trailer Park Boys were there
Okay.
and a bunch of people. It's amazing to me how many people are jumping onto the convention bandwagon. I mean, they
Oh, yeah.
had Marisa Tomei was there, Bryce Dallas Howard, and
Hmm.
I mean, Bryce is still fairly active, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There's a lot of people doing it now.
oh, gee, if
Yep.
Emma Stone ever does one, I am going to be
You're going to
covered in
die.
goosebumps. I tell you, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would melt. Like Audrey Tutu and Amelie, I would
Hmm.
melt. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. My son just walked in. Come say hi.
Gavin?
Yes, come say hi to Greg.
I'm sorry for interrupting. My bad, man.
Hey, Gavin, how you
I'm not
doing?
on camera.
Oh, okay.
My bad haircut.
I'm good. I'm sorry for interrupting. I
Oh,
apologize.
you're not interrupting me.
I know.
He
Yeah.
just scared David, my partner, because he
Yeah,
had
I
Oh,
earphones
didn't say
on.
hi. Sorry.
there you
That's
go.
why there's a ruckus happening here.
How you
There
doing?
you go.
It's all
No,
good.
no,
It's all good.
it's all good.
It's
That's
all
all
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was reading up on you
Hmm.
before coming on here, and
Hmm.
something I've never asked you about, and it kind of stood out to me,
Okay.
yeah, it because it said that you started out appearing in television commercials
Yeah.
for Ford and Sears. Like Sears sounds so ancient now.
Sears. I know Sears catalog. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
I still have a catalog over there with myself in it as a kid.
there you go.
Here you go. Yeah.
But it says your father was a professional
Opera
operatic
singer. Yeah.
tenor,
Yeah.
and I never knew that. And I was looking at that, and it tells me kind of how you got into the arts or
Yeah.
got into it.
It wasn't really through him. It was more through my mother.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know
yeah.
that, but he's into the music now. Were
Yeah.
you ever into the music scene or play an instrument, or
Oh,
was it just
I
him?
have my grade four at the Royal Conservatory of Music in vocalese in like classical training. When I
Uh-huh.
got to be about 15, I didn't want to do that anymore because I never really pictured myself being an opera singer. I wanted to do rock and roll. So I went and learned how to combine the head and the chest voice. And I had a singing teacher, Georgina, who was one of my dearest friends. She's no longer with us now, but she became a very, not only my singing teacher, but a good friend and like a big sister to me. So of course, I wanted to be Chrissy Hynde. Are you kidding me? I wanted to be like that, but I didn't play an instrument. I wrote lyrics, but I didn't play an instrument. And at the time, I did do a demo, and at the time, I did get it to AMC Records. But at that time, in the early '80s, they were wanting Kate Bush's. They were wanting Kate Bush. They wanted artists that could write and play an instrument. And they didn't. Tiffany hadn't come around yet. Neither did Britney Spears. It was way before that time.
I
So they
had
weren't
to
looking for singers they could write songs for and have them go out and, perform it. That came later.
I had
So
Tiffany
I was
on.
there I was there kind of in the middle of that, all of that stuff happening. And so they liked what they heard, but they wanted me to be like more hands-on in terms of writing songs. So it's just as well because I mean, I prefer acting, singing when I have to.
I
But yeah,
had
my
Tiff.
father was an opera singer. My mother was a very good singer as well. She took
Yeah.
singing lessons at the Royal Conservatory as well. And she did a lot of operettas, Gilbert and Sullivan operettas when she was
Yeah.
young. So they both had great voices.
When are you going to put an album out?
Oh yeah, well, 61, man. It's never too late, right?
Yeah. No, you're
I'm
not. You're
I'm
39. Who are you
oh
kidding?
geez, yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was gonna say I had Tiffany on here back in 2017.
oh, did you?
Oh yeah, that was amazing because I had her posters all over my bedroom wall at
I
15
bet
years
that was a
old.
trip.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting having her on here. That was before I
Mhm.
was doing them on Zoom, but
Right, right. Nice.
yeah, but it was like, yeah, that was quite the trip. I had
Yeah.
her on here and I had Tony Basil on here in 2020 before
Oh,
the
wow.
lockdown. Yeah,
Yeah, very cool.
yeah. But yeah, I plan to do my first fan expo and I plan to do Frightmare in the Falls.
No, that's
Uh,
great. When is Frightmares? That's in the fall, right?
that's in
October?
October.
Right.
Yeah, at the end of October.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that'll be fun.
well, I'm gonna see one of Lisa's old castmates from class of 1984 at
Hmm.
Fan Expo. Yeah, Michael J. Fox is gonna be there.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Very
I'm
cool.
thinking very strongly about that one. Plus, it's a con I've never done before,
Hmm.
and it's a totally different atmosphere compared to the horror ones.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm game for that. And plus, Horrorama, I don't think is going to happen this year.
No, I don't. I think he's taking a break from it.
Bruce Pittman, I had on for the third time back in January, and he said that
Okay.
he's thinking that they're having Horrorama in Oakville. And
Oh,
but I haven't really seen any
this fall,
announcements.
like this coming fall, they're going to do it in Oakville? Maybe.
Well, Bruce Pittman alluded to that, but
Okay.
I'm even when I've talked to Louis Suarez, I'm not really hearing much for that,
Okay. Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
I've got Louis on Facebook. I don't have Chris Alexander. I do have Allie Chappell,
Hmm.
and I've had her on here once, but and she's doing a documentary right now with
Yeah.
Bruce
Bruce.
in it.
Yeah. 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 I interviewed her with her for it because I worked with Bruce a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
He's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what's going on with that, but
Yeah.
where I live here, I have to choose carefully in terms of what cons I go to, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
but
logistically. Yeah.
yeah, I try to get all that stuff taken care of early in terms of my tickets. I always
Hmm.
get VIP tickets, and
Nice. Yeah.
there's a reason for that because it means I can go any day.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
You have
that's
an open kind of, yeah, pass to get in.
yeah,
Smart.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But last year, one of your movies celebrated an anniversary, and
Mm.
I just seen a video of him running with Michael
Oh,
Douglas. And
yes. Yes.
yeah, do you think Michael Douglas is going to reach 103 years old like Kirk did?
I don't know. Um, it's possible. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very possible. Um, they do live long in that family, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So fingers crossed, knocking on wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas is a terrific actor.
Hmm.
And you got to work with him in your first
Yeah,
movie. And of course, that
I
was when
know.
he was just, I don't know whether that was when he was just getting started or,
Yeah, he'd already produced he produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And of course he had the show Streets of San Francisco, which he was
hmm
in. So he had TV fame and he was just starting to branch out into movies because that was around the same time as the China Syndrome came out and
yeah,
what was the other one? Um, I can't remember. There's a couple of others. So he did running in between. And so yeah, he was starting to become a going concern. in the industry. So, but he'd been producing prior to that. He produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So, yeah, I mean, he was great. He was a lovely person, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But of course, this year, funeral home
yeah.
is going to turn
It's
45.
yeah, I think it's 45. It's 45
Wow, and it's funny
years
because you're
old.
only 39.
I know. How did that happen?
It's amazing to me because I'm turning 53 this year, and it's
Oh,
just,
you're a baby.
well, I bet you're in better shape than I am, I'll tell you
Not
that.
really. I haven't been on that treadmill I have in this, in this apartment in a long time. I have to get back on it.
Treadmill?
Yeah. It's just sitting there gathering dust, Greg. I don't know what to do.
Oh
It's got a
my.
big TV on it right now.
Well, then
Gavin's TV.
what's stopping you then?
I know, right? It's laziness. That's what's stopping me. I'm a big lazy sod right now.
You know what? I can relate to that because
Mm.
where I work as a cleaner, my apartment is a mess. And I often
Well, that's
joke that,
my grandmother never, she was a cleaner. She worked for the hydro and
yep.
she never cleaned her apartment. And that was the joke. She said, I clean for a living. Why am I going to come here and clean? Like,
Well, here's the thing. When I get home, I'm too
you're too tired.
tired,
Yeah, yeah,
and I would like to better organize, you
right.
know? Yep. And
You'll get to it.
yeah, but I mean, my coworker at the Bell building that I do, she's the same way.
Hmm.
She's a detailed cleaner.
Right.
Like I'm very surface level. She's detailed, but she's the same way. She says, "You don't want to look inside my apartment." And I
Yeah.
said, so we started sharing horror stories about what our apartments look like.
Yeah.
And she's the same way. When she gets home, she just doesn't want to,
You're tired. Yeah.
yeah, you know. But
I don't blame you.
yeah.
So,
Now, Funeral Home, I don't have here on Blu-ray because I don't
okay.
know if it's on Blu-ray yet.
I'm not sure if it is. I know it just got refurbished. Like you can see it now because
Yeah.
it
Well,
was
I
always a
saw it for
dark.
the first time online,
Hmm.
you know. Um, but you say your partner doesn't like cats. Is it because of Funeral Home?
Mittens,
Yeah.
Mitten the kitten. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just definitely allergic to them. He loves them, but he's definitely allergic.
You still get the
So,
same reaction out of the cats as you did in that movie?
oh, I love cats. It was kind of hard for me to do that reaction to Mitten, but because I want to just pick him up and cuddle him. But
Yeah.
which I did, when they let me. But I had to be the character. Heather had to be definitely afraid of it. So I want to
I
get
do.
a picture from that movie of me looking at the cat, kind of like my shoulders up, and have a T-shirt made with me saying "shoo shoo" on it.
I should send you a couple photos from
Hmm.
curtains that you should have on your table.
Okay.
There's one where you got your hand up like this, like you're trying to see in the distance. When
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the yeah,
that's a good shot of you.
yeah.
And there's another one where you're running terrified with the doll, and you get the
Out
doll
in
in
front of me,
front.
like the doll's going to save me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't have that picture signed, so you didn't have that on your table, I don't think.
I might not have. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a couple of ideas. Well, I told Stefan Arngrim, one of Lisa's co-stars from class of 1984,
Hmm.
when I met him at Chiller,
Yeah,
I said, there's some pictures that you should have on here, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, funeral home shot right here in Canada.
Hmm.
And I I'm hoping that the whole situation, not that I want to get political again, but
Mm.
I heard what Trump said about the film industry, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that could be devastating to us because
yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
just
that's the
saw,
point, right? That's the point.
yeah. Well, I just
Constant
saw,
devastation coming our way.
Yeah. Well, I just saw Sharp Corner, which I believe was shot in Canada.
Hmm.
Yeah, with Ben Foster.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just saw that at the theater and I was like, that was awesome, you know?
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff coming out. And uh I don't like the restrictiveness of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not good. No.
yeah. But and of course, Funeral Home is purely Canadian.
Yeah. It is.
But
It
William
is.
Pruitt, I'm looking here, is still alive. He's 92.
Yep. 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 He still is. I think he should be at the Canadian Film Awards. I think he should be given an honor, personally. I feel, and I don't know why they haven't done it because he really is a you know a gem in the business. I mean, he wrote Going Down the Road, which
Did he go
is
down the road?
he went down his road. Yes, it's loosely based on his life, but he wrote it. John Shabib directed it, and it's a classic. It's a classic Canadiana film. So, and then he did Wedding in White and Funeral Home and a bunch of other movies. So he really is kind of a bit of a treasure. So I don't know why they don't, honor him. They should. I've
Yeah.
put it out there. I've told Chris Alexander, can you do something to make this happen? So, but
Chris is trying very hard not to show everybody what he looks like under the hat.
who, Chris?
Yeah.
He's got to look, man. He's got to look.
Well, I did see Lewis with his hat off.
Okay.
Yep. I managed to trick him.
Mm-hmm. Woo, just grab it.
Yeah. But I mean, Harvey Atkins was in
Mm-hmm.
Funeral Home, and this was just after he was in Meatballs. So I mean,
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of great Canadian talent that
Yeah.
yeah. Now that how I don't know, maybe you can't answer this, but the house that you guys were in, that's still up and
Still there?
around, or do you
Yes,
know?
it is. I
It
actually went up to
is.
see it not long ago, about a year ago. It's outside of Markham, and it's all white. They've painted it all white,
Mhm.
and it's now used for events. So nobody lives in it. It's used as an event place.
I heard rumor that the reason they painted it all white is so they could see mittens.
That's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't blend in there.
they can't blend in. No,
So
you'll
they won't let you stay the night there so you can hear bumps.
no, they won't. But it still goes down a long road, and it's got the trees are still the same, and it's the same house. I think it's had a bit of adding on to it, but yeah, it was a great house.
Wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they filmed a lot of Bill Fruitt directed a lot of Goosebumps from in there. They filmed a lot of Goosebumps episodes in there.
Well, if I ever meet Emma Stone, I'll have a lot of goosebumps.
Yes, you will.
I will. I will. She never ceases to amaze me. I want to
Yep.
see her next Yargos Lanthimos movie. I don't know what it's about. I don't care.
Eddington. I think it's called Eddington.
No, that one's Ari Aster.
Is that
But
Ari Aster?
I'm gonna
Okay.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go see. You know, it's funny. Ari Aster did Hereditary and he did Midsummer, and then a lot of
Hmm.
people hate on Beau is Afraid. I
Mm,
really enjoyed Beau is Afraid.
I haven't seen it. Mm,
It's long,
yeah.
but I can kind of relate to it because it's about paranoia,
Mm,
you know, and it's very different for his filmography.
okay.
But I mean, Walking Phoenix is brilliant in it.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoyed Beau is Afraid.
Hmm.
But I think it's an acquired taste. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna go see.
probably.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go see Eddington. Emma Stone's in it, but she's in the
Hmm.
next Yargos movie,
Okay.
uh, and he's had her in like I think four movies now,
Hmm.
including The Favorite and Poor Things. I saw Poor Things in Toronto. We didn't get it here. I
Oh,
saw that in Toronto when I was up there, and
right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but but yeah, funeral home. And then of course you did Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah.
Now, Happy Birthday to Me, I have here on Blu-ray,
Okay.
but I got one major gripe with that movie.
Okay.
It advertises itself as having six of the most unique blah blah blah
No, I
deaths.
know. Yeah, that's not really true, is it?
No, it's got maybe three unusual deaths.
Yeah, the shish kebab was unique.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that, and but there's a lot of them I've seen even before that. And
Hmm.
but the I think one of the things that really got me with it, I've had Lenore Zahn on
Hmm.
from the movie as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, one of the things the movie does that kind of gets under my skin, doesn't keep me from enjoying it,
Hmm.
is the whole I get it. Sometimes you think somebody's dead and they're not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but they do that a lot in this movie. And
They
it's
do.
like, yeah, like the scene where the woman's in the pool and you see her in the background, you think she's dead. And then all of a sudden, she's like swimming past, smiling about it. And I'm like, I don't know if that really
Oh, that
worked.
when Lenora is down in the tank and they're all
Yeah,
sitting there. Yeah, yeah. That's I don't know what I mean. They didn't know what they were doing. So I mean, like,
yeah. And then there's another one. I don't understand this either because Jack Blum played
yeah,
somebody who played with makeup and stuff.
he was a taxidermist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. When your character is picked off,
Hmm.
they're investigating him and going around and they find your head.
Yeah,
And then we discover, oh, no, no, it's a makeup piece.
yeah.
But I'm sitting here thinking the way how awkward he is, how would he have gotten to make your head? I found again, it was like there was something about that whole thing
Hmm.
that did not work.
Well, there is a theory out there that they like to call Bernadette the slut of the group, right? So I mean, there is talk that Bernadette and Jack Bloom's character, hell was his name? Can't remember. Anyway, we're having a thing.
Ah,
That's how that happened.
so he moved up since meatballs.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, he wasn't getting any girls of meatballs.
Yeah. He always gets the nerdy parts. And yet I had a crush on him. So I mean, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you ever see Melissa Sue Anderson since
No. No,
no?
I think she lives in Canada. I think she's married to a Canadian, but I no. She keeps very to herself.
And Lawrence Dane just passed away not too
Yeah, he
long ago.
passed. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. I loved
Yeah.
him in Scanners as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. He's a good actor. Yeah.
Now I hear stories about Glenn Ford. Can you attest to
Well,
any of them?
I've never seen anything personally, but I can tell you that some what you've heard is more than likely true because I know that there was one incident with Charles Brave, who was the first AD,
Yeah.
where Glenn Ford or somebody brought up his new wife or girlfriend up to Canada to the set, and I can't remember. Charles said something to him that Glenn didn't like, and he knocked off and socked him in the face, apparently. So, um,
Whoa.
so there was that rumor going around, but I never had any scenes with him, so I never got to meet him. So, yeah, he was never around when I was there.
Well, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So he was in his cups too, apparently.
Okay.
So
And
yeah, so I mean, but yeah, I mean, he's Glenn Ford.
mhm. Now
So
Tracy Bregman, I've never had on here, but I
right,
know she's active online. Eventually, I
yeah,
might flag her down.
yeah. You should. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
lovely. She's great.
But
She and I became close.
I like Happy Birthday to Me, but there are scenes, when you like a movie, but when you watch
Mhm.
it, there's something like, why did they do that? Why did
Yeah.
they do that? But I watch it because it's like, especially ever since first going to Toronto,
Hmm.
it's like, I've gotten watching these movies a lot more.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And I love that scene on the bridge. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if they succeeded as well as the Blues Brothers did.
No, probably not.
They did the same jump.
Did they?
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
the
remember
Blues
that.
Brothers did
Saw a movie
that.
a
The
long time ago.
bridges were going up there. So
Right.
yeah, they speed up and they go up over the thing, but of course their vehicle was all torn apart and had gadgets. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Not the Blues
yeah,
Brothers.
yeah.
Wasn't the Blues Brothers. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Speaking of Blues Brothers, I remember Lisa and I one year and one of her friends, Nancy, went to the Halloween party on Church Street.
Hmm.
That was
Oh,
amazing.
the one that they have outside. Yeah. That was
Oh
fun. That's
yeah,
always fun. Yeah.
that was amazing. But we were going someplace to eat afterwards,
Hmm.
and there was what I thought was a police car driving down the street. And when it stopped at the light, I looked closer. There was somebody dressed as a Blues Brother in the
Oh,
car.
no way.
They had their car done up like the Blues Brothers.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
I was like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. It's Halloween.
yeah.
Yeah.
But but yeah, happy birthday to me. And of course, when we met again at in 2022
Hmm.
Horrorama, I got to attend a screening of Deadly Eyes that you and
Yes,
Lisa did a panel for.
we did. We did a Q&A after. Yeah.
I did a
Yeah.
video of that. I shot some video of that.
Did you? Oh,
Yep,
cool. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you guys got to talk about dogs in disguise.
Yes. Dachshunds in suits, rat
Yeah.
suits. Yeah. Yeah, that was something to see.
Well, it's funny because it was released in 1982 in Canada. It wasn't released in the States until 83.
Hmm.
Yep. And
Sounds about right. Yep.
yep. And I think it was the last movie Lisa did in Canada before
It
moving out.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she moved to the States. Yeah.
Yep. And but I mean, again, I look at that movie. The movie looks great. I find
Hmm.
the scene with the baby in the high chair disturbing, mind you,
Yeah,
but
that's very disturbing. Yes, it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get Scatman Crothers.
I know, right?
I don't know if I asked you this before. Did you get to meet him?
Uh, no, not officially. I think I went to the set because they were filming up not far from where I lived
Hmm.
in the tunnel part where he was in the tunnel. I think I went to the set just to visit the set because it was literally around the corner from where I lived at the time. And they were shooting that scene with him, but I never officially got to meet him. Just like I never really got officially to meet Bob Dylan either. So, I was just sort of bumped into him at
Oh,
a
we're
party.
going to bring up Bob Dylan here in a minute because
Are
I
we?
did see.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the
My
Timothy
partner
Chalamet
played drums
movie.
for him in that movie, Hearts of Fire. So
Yeah,
he was the drummer in that scene that
yeah,
he sang with Fiona.
but yeah. Now, between Happy Birthday to Me and Deadly Eyes,
Hmm.
I was going to ask again about locations. What's the locations like with that now?
When Happy Birthday to Me,
Both of them.
that was filmed in Montreal
Oh, okay.
at McGill University. And no, it was filmed in Montreal. It's in Montreal. Yes, it is. I mean, I was there. So, I think you're thinking of something else. But anyway, it was filmed in Montreal, and Deadly Eyes was filmed here in Toronto.
Is Gavin debating you?
This isn't Gavin. This is my partner,
Oh,
David.
oh, so
You
see,
should interview him. He used to be an actor. He was in Adventures in Babysitting and Hearts of Fire and
Cheers.
whole bunch of others.
I have olive oil.
I'm not. You can't see
Oh,
me.
you can't see me.
You can't see me because my haircut. Just
Oh.
look at it. Ugh.
oh wow. I
Yeah,
should have him on.
you should have him on.
I should because I've had Keith Coogan on, I think.
Yeah.
Was he in Bitches of Babysitting?
Who, David or Keith?
No, Keith Coogan.
Was Keith Coogan in Adventures in Babysitting?
Or maybe I'm thinking of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitters did.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. But Dave Scene was the big mohunk at the frat party where he thinks she's Miss March in the Playboy.
Ah,
Yeah, that was that's him.
I should have him on.
You should, for
What's
sure.
it? Okay, I'll do that.
David Blacker.
Is he
David
blacker?
David.
David Blacker. We call him Blacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, David,
Yeah.
I'll be reaching out to you.
There you go. He's on
Okay.
Facebook. He's
There
on
you
Facebook.
go.
Yeah, and he's he's play hockey and drums and does all kinds of fun things. That was location manager.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lisa and I went around to the class of 1984 locations.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because Sean Clark, who's been on here a couple times, who represents a lot of guests,
Hmm.
he couldn't find the house where the teacher's wife was assaulted at.
Oh. Hmm.
And Lisa, I said, yeah, there's a picture of Lisa and I right in front of that house.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we found it.
Where was it? In
Yeah,
Rosedale?
huh?
Is it in Rosedale?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
But there was a for sale sign in front of it, and I'm like, gee, what happened here now?
Yeah, yeah. Drama.
Could you imagine if I moved to Toronto and that's where I moved into?
There you go. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
I'd lock those windows.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so happy birthday to me was shot in Montreal. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look that up right now. Because now
I wish your scenes were longer and happy birthday to me, I gotta say.
yeah, so do I.
Well, I loved your back and forth with that the administrator there who was walking her dog.
Yes. Francis Highland. Francis Highland. It is in Montreal. I just looked it up. Okay. Yes, Francis Highland was wonderful. Yeah. She was
Oh
a big
wow.
theater actress back in the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it ad-libbed on your part when you came away from her imitating her voice?
No, it was actually written
Oh, okay.
for me
Okay.
to say
Well,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that exchange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come along, Winston. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun
Yeah.
scene to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Deadly Eyes, loved Deadly Eyes, enjoyed it very much. And of course, but I think my favorite film that you were in was Curtains.
Curtains. Yeah.
I really like Curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtains. And it's,
I
and
mean-
all its infamy.
Well, you got to work with John Vernon, and
Yeah.
did he give you double secret probation?
Apparently.
Did you guys ever say anything about him working in Animal House before that, or did you not talk much
No,
to
I don't
him?
even know if I knew he was in Animal House. I don't even know if I saw Animal House. So, but I knew who John Vernon was at the time. I mean, he's big deal. So, and Samantha Egger, of course.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And Lynn
Samantha-
Griffin. Yeah.
Lynn Griffin. I've had her and
Mhm.
Sean on here.
Yeah.
I've had them both on here solo, and I've had them both on here together twice.
Right. Huh. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But and of course I met them at
Mhm.
Horrorama.
Well, you got Horrorama. Yeah.
Well, Sean sent me something not too long ago because I helped them promote the Dime Brothers
Okay.
Slaughter Brothers Dime Circus.
Uh-huh.
And I had one of the female cast members on from that as well.
Okay.
and he sent me something a few months ago, uh, a video or something about something he was doing, and I couldn't open it. And
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind helping promote it, but I mean, I'm not very tech savvy, so
Right. I'm
yeah,
not either. Yeah.
yeah. It's funny with curtains, the behind the scenes with that, because
Hmm.
with the director and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't know, curtains really looks great. I like your scenes on the
Yeah.
ice, like with your little
Yeah.
pink hat. And was that your
Yeah.
wardrobe?
No, they got it for me.
Did you keep it?
No, good God, no.
What do you mean, good God?
I don't know. Those were the days when they didn't really let you keep anything.
You could have passed that down to Gavin.
I could have. I think he's not here. He's slapping you.
Actually, there's nothing wrong with wearing pink. Bret Hart wore pink for years, and he was a WWE champion.
Yeah, that's true. There you go.
I wore pink.
Gavin
I've got
actually
no.
likes pink because it's one of his favorite colors. He likes pink. So,
I like pink, but green's my favorite color. But I don't wear a lot of green.
hmm.
I wear black jeans because I find black goes with everything.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But I have dress shirts in every single color, including pink.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, I got every color because t I like
But you never
color in
know.
general. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
never know.
I find that works best for me. But when people say they won't wear pink, I'm like, I always bring up the Bret Hart thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him any.
No,
Nope.
it can be a signature,
There you go. There you go.
right?
Yeah, he was the pink and black attack.
Pink and black attack. There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go. But um, but yeah, I'm gonna screw up his last name. Richard, is it?
Gupka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know whether he's come along around on the movie or not. Do you?
He has come around on the movie. Yeah. He's done interviews about
Because
it.
well, I've been trying to get him on here, but I gotta say, I think Curtains turned out really well.
Yeah. I mean, it for all the whatever was going on behind the scenes, it did come out fairly unscathed. Sorry,
Yeah,
this is my partner making really goofy sounds behind me here. So
yeah.
if you hear burps or strange noises coming from him,
Well, yeah, and you wouldn't allow yourself on video. You see, this could have
no, I
been,
know because I mean, I can't even tell you how bad my hair is. It's really bad. It's
are
bad.
you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Your hair's really bad,
Oh,
really?
yes, it is. My neighbor saw me today. She goes, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know. I have bad luck with hairdressers these days."
Yeah,
Yeah, so not good. Yeah.
I I like when I go get my hair cut. Of course, mine's growing out now, but
Yeah.
I like getting head massages.
Oh yeah, well there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, I love the head massages.
The shampooing part is the best.
Yep. So I get that done.
Yeah.
But where was Curtain shot right in Toronto?
Mostly up at Magnus Studios and up in Port Carling. There's the hotel up there that actually they're gonna have a screening of Curtains in October at Port Carling in that inn that we stayed at. And then up in Muskoka as well, where this they shot the ice skating scene.
Did you ever go back there?
No, I'm going to go to Port Carling though. Apparently in October.
You go down where you played on the ice?
No, I that was separate in Muskoka area, like at a separate location.
Oh. Now, whose
I wouldn't even know
idea?
how to begin to find it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Whose idea was it for the Burton Cummings song?
I don't know, but apparently Burton and I are intertwined forever now. I've never met him, but I guess I think it was Paul Zaza because I think Paul Zaza knew him.
I met Paul at one of the Horror Ramas.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
But
yeah, I think that was the connection that brought Burton for Burton to let us use his song.
oh wow.
Hmm.
Now, were you privy to any of the difficulties of filming this, or did it just go smoothly for you?
It went fairly smoothly for me, but I did know there was something going on. I mean, we all did. Um, we weren't on set. It was all kept behind the scenes,
Hmm.
but you could feel there excuse me, there was tension.
Well,
So
here's a question. This goes back to Lisa. How long, even into your adulthood, did you try to ditch your grandmother?
now I became very close with my grandmother as I got older.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't want
only
to
when you get
ditch her.
older.
I didn't want to ditch her. It was just I wanted to hang out with the cats. And she was at that time because I was young. She was my chaperone. I had to have like a chaperone. So
You mean
that was
she wasn't cool enough to hang out with the cool kids?
no, she was actually. I mean, I was in a play and the director and everybody it took us all out for dinner and drinks before we started rehearsing. And she broke the ice because she was Scottish, right? So she knew how to send out one liners and dingers. So everybody loved my grandmother. I mean, she was Mrs. Mac, Granny Mac to everybody.
Uh-huh.
So she's no longer with us. I miss
Well,
her very much.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Well,
yeah, I was
let's.
trying to ditch her then.
Yeah. I thought that story was funny though.
Yes, it was funny.
Now, Hearts of Fire. Now, I
Mhm.
did see the Timothy Chalamet movie last year,
Okay.
and I think, and it was a great movie. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think one of the things I got out of it is that Bob Dylan is a
Complicated person.
complicated. Yeah, that's a great word for it.
Yeah,
Complicated, very
but
complicated
a
person.
genius, right? So at the same
Yeah.
time, yeah.
So, did you get to meet him as part of this?
Again, it wasn't one of those like official things. I was on the set when he was on the set, but we never officially like shook hands or anything. But I was at the wrap party, and I don't know if David was standing with him or who, but I kind of was standing like he was behind me, and I kind of
Uh-huh.
bumped into him, and he kind of looked at me like, "Whoa," and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," But that was just happenstance.
Now, I have not seen this film. Now, you said
Don't bother.
why?
It's considered a really bad film.
Well, apparently, according to this, he disowned it.
Who, Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, totally wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't you say you played the drums on it?
No, that's my partner. He was a drummer in the Fiona, the lead actress. She has a band, and then she becomes enamored with Bob Dylan's character, and because he's a famous musician in the movie, and so her band was David as her drummer, my guy David, and
Uh-huh.
Kevin Fox and Jeremy Ratchford, and they used to jam. Like after they would stop shooting, they would just keep playing music and jam. So he would get to play drums and jam with Bob Dylan. So he was one of the musicians in the movie. So he got to play drums with him. I played her
Okay.
roommate. Yeah, I just played her roommate, and
Wow.
yeah, yeah, and a toll booth that we were toll booth workers in the movie. So yeah,
But yet you're telling me not to see one of your movies.
well, I mean, it's disjointed, it's confusing, it's all over the place, and it's choppy, and I mean, they could see what they were trying to do with it, but it
Something like Dylan
didn't play
himself.
out didn't play out the way they were hoping. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he disowned it for sure.
And of course, Tales of Poe. I've interviewed a few.
Mhm.
I actually did get to see this. I really liked you in it.
Oh, thank you.
You played crazy great.
I do play crazy great. That's my special. That's my brand now. That
Yeah.
shit crazy. Oh, just call me. homeless.
Wow. Well, it's interesting because I've had Adrienne King on the show,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
trying to think of who else I've had on here from that movie. Well, I've had her on here. I've met Amy Steele. I met
Hmm.
Adrienne and Amy both at Frightmare in the Falls.
Okay.
Yep. Caroline Williams, Debbie Rashawn, I have not had any contact with.
Okay.
Uh, I guess I got to get on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But
or even Alan Rokelly. He's great.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but yeah, I liked your work in that. You still have that doll?
No, that was Bart's idea.
You're not having good luck with dolls, even with
I
curtains.
know.
Do you ever stop and think maybe you should get a Barbie?
I used to have Barbies,
They
and
look
I'm
like
kicking
Margot?
myself for getting rid of them. They're collector's items now. What was I thinking?
Did they look like Margot?
Margot.
Yeah, Margot
No.
Robbie.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, no.
I don't have a Barbie, but I have three or four Harley Quinns that are done in her likeness. I
Oh
got
yeah.
them
Okay.
packages here. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, I liked you playing crazy in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun to do.
Yeah. And another film I haven't got to see, but I had your director on
Hmm.
was Abnormal Attraction.
Okay. Michael Levy. Yep.
I've had Michael Levy on here. He was
Yep.
involved, of course, in Terrifier,
Yes.
and
Yes.
he directed a film called Stream, which I we didn't get here,
Hmm.
but my picture is supposed to be in it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, he said he's gonna put my picture in it. I had him on the show here,
Hmm.
and I think Moncton got it, but they got it before I even realized they had it, and
Okay.
that's like 2 hours drive away.
Hmm.
But I didn't see it there, so I'm hoping there's a Blu-ray of it because
That should be.
yeah. But Abnormal, I was looking at pictures from Abnormal Attraction. That movie looks bizarrely weird, and
It
I say
is.
that in a good way.
It was a fun idea.
Now, I didn't see any pictures of you from it. So, what are you in the movie?
Well, I'm in the very first part of the movie where it starts out where you think you're in an AA meeting. And you
Mm-hmm.
are abnormal attraction meeting, but you think it's sort of set up like an AA meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all these people sitting in a circle around Bruce Davidson's character who plays the guy that's the leader of the group.
Yeah.
And I play Annie, who all of these characters start talking about these fantasy figures that they have uh crushes on, that they bring to that are like, so we're it's all about humans living with fantasy creatures. And so my fantasy creature is the genie in the bottle. So I bring the genie out of the bottle in the meeting. And
So,
one other character has a little what do you call it? Those little Irish uh
Leprechaun?
yeah, leprechauns. And then another one's into vampires, and another one's into zombie girls. And so it's like we're coexisting with these fantasy characters. And so I bring out the genie. Other people just talk about their fantasy creatures that they're obsessed with, and I actually bring mine into the room.
So,
So it's just, and then it's about them going to war with the humans, and it sort of becomes this bizarre sort of thing with the fantasy creatures versus the humans in the movie. So I'm just in the first part. I'm just in the AA meeting part.
did your genie look like Barbara Eden?
No, he looked pretty good. He was in shape. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun to do.
What was it like working with Michael Levy?
Oh, he's great. He's hilarious. And his
Yep.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Fuzz on the Lens, those guys. Yeah, they're great. Very, very creative.
Have you seen the Terrifier movies?
I've seen, I think I saw the second one. I haven't seen the last one, most recent one, but I've seen the first two where he gets his head cut off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
Oh yeah, they're pretty gruesome.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I want to see the third one.
Well, the third one was the only one we got in our theater.
Hmm.
I know the second one played in Toronto when I was there, but I wasn't able to see it at the time.
Hmm.
I just find that it's funny in the third one. There's some point in the middle of it, something happens at a mall.
Hmm.
And of course, the one person they get on camera to talk about, well, this is what happened, is
Hmm.
Tom Savini. And I'm like, yeah, since when is
Right.
he innocent of anything? Of course
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was, but still, like, oh, all the
Right.
people that sees things, what,
Yeah, yeah. It's Tom.
yeah, Tom sees things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Now
Yeah.
we have, I don't have TV here. I just watch my Blu-ray. So I
Hmm.
hate it when stuff just goes to Netflix. I think Netflix needs to do a theatrical.
Mm.
There's so
Hmm.
many movies I would go see. There's
Right.
there's another Simple Favor coming out. Now, I saw
There
Simple
is. Yep.
Favor in the theater, I think twice,
Okay. Hmm.
you know, and I know you're a bus tourist in it, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
If you blink, you
I
miss me.
well, I always liked Anna Kendrick.
Hmm.
Yep. And I don't know whether it was Pitch Perfect that I got caught on with her or not,
Mm.
because I really enjoyed Pitch Perfect and Up in the Air and
Yeah.
but yeah. But
Yeah.
did you get to meet Anna?
No. No,
No.
I was on a bus with the that's her name, the blonde one, Blake
Oh,
Lively's when
Blake.
she was younger, she had a twin sister. And so I was on the bus with the young version of Blake Lively. Uh,
Okay.
and I go take a picture of her and she slaps the camera out of my hands. So um as you know, she has a twin sister, right, who she kills. So that's
Yeah.
the flashback scene. It's a flashback scene
Wow.
at the near the end of the movie when she's talking about what happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a lot of yeah, but that according to Wikipedia, that was the last movie you've done.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you kind
Well,
of
no, I did another one, just hasn't been released yet. It's called Midnight Dreamers, and
oh,
it's Rav Murph Productions and or Calcaden Productions, and it's hasn't been sold yet. So they're in the process of doing that. So hopefully it'll go to Netflix. I don't know.
well, I'm gonna tell you, looking through your television credits, like
Hmm.
I grew up with The Littlest Hobo.
Yeah. I think apparently it was just on not long ago. That episode.
I think Cindy Hines was on The Littlest Hobo as well.
Oh, everybody was on it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you were also in Star Wars Droid and Ewok. Now, were you a Star Wars fan growing up?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause-
I did the animated droids
Mhm.
cartoon. I would played Kia Mole. I think there's a doll.
We saw those at the drive-in.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, when they came out.
The
Yeah.
Star Wars movies.
The original trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I love the original trilogy. In terms of the others, not a big fan of the
Yeah.
prequels.
No.
Rogue One I did like.
Hmm.
Really enjoyed Rogue One and The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed
I didn't
Force
see any of
Awakens.
those. Yeah. I just saw
No?
the first three. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I liked about Force Awakens is you get to see Daisy Ridley go batshit crazy with a lightsaber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You want to talk about girl power? She brought
Yeah.
it.
Awesome.
But Rogue One is the film set before Star Wars.
Hmm.
It's in between the prequels and the original trilogy,
Okay.
and you get to see what happens before they invade that ship at the beginning of New Hope.
Right.
And boy, do you get to see Darth Vader just go all Freddy Krueger, I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Oh, it was
Nice.
great. I went
Yeah.
to Rogue One twice. I enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Well, this was back, of course, there's a big controversy over AI now because
Yeah.
well, they did AI on Peter Cushing for Rogue One, but
Hmm.
if I remember correctly, I think there was permission from his estate. If I remember correctly, I think there was a
Right.
thing at the end of the film because he was in Star Wars, so of course this was set before. But I don't know. I know about the controversy with AI.
Hmm.
To some degree, I see some benefits, but I've also seen where it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen stuff
Yeah.
online where I would click on it and then you discover, look, this does not seem real.
Right. Right.
It looks real.
But it's
And
not.
I love reading the comments where it's being
Yeah.
called out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, one, I didn't even have to click it to call it out
Yeah.
because, well, they said a fight between a gorilla and a Komodo dragon. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
No.
they don't even exist on the same continent.
Hmm.
It's like, stop,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? So I get tired of that. It's just people that I talk about working over 70 hours a week. These people have too much free time.
Yeah. That's it. Some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them do. It's
Did you
for
have a
sure.
favorite Star Wars film?
Probably the first one.
You were attracted to Greedo, weren't you?
No, I was definitely Mark Hamill all the way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Friday the 13th, the series, you get to do that.
Hmm. So
Any
did David.
special, huh?
David got to do two of those.
I've interviewed a lot of people from the films. In fact, I got the big box set for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of
I'm
people.
looking down here, like check it out, for example.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that show and I remembered it. And I was like,
Yeah.
what show was that?
I was Denise the niece.
Denise
I
the
was Don
Niece.
Don Adams' niece who comes to visit. And I bring in his best friend, Patrick Masurkovich, as my husband at the end of it. And he's got blue hair and it's punked out. And Don Adams like looking at him like, oh my God.
Well, the funny thing is, I thought that or that show was set earlier, like in the decade. It says 1986. I'm like, really?
Mhm.
Was it?
It
But
was
I
then.
like it
Yeah.
was set in a supermarket.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. That was fun.
Night Heat, I remember that.
Yeah.
Street Legal.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting some memories just shooting through me
Yeah. Yeah.
looking at this. And of course you did stage.
Yep.
Now, which do you prefer, acting for camera or stage?
It's hard to pick between the two because they're both so different.
I know that's why I
The
asked.
camera, I know the camera is very subtle. Everything is has to be toned down a bit subtle. Stage is broader. You have to kind of
Well, that was filmed.
reach out, to the audience. Um, it's a different skill set, really. But I love doing them both. I'd love to get into a stage play again. I hope I can. I'm like constantly looking for something. So yeah.
Do you prefer movie or TV in terms of acting?
Um, Movie because you have more time.
Hmm.
TV, you have to come in and hit your mark and do it fast. And especially if you're the guest star, you can't mess up at all. Like you have to, there's not a lot of room for messing up because you're the guest star and or you're not a regular. so they can mess up, but you have to be there and actually have to bring it. So it's a bit more challenging in a way because you only have so many days to shoot an episode.
Did you ever have anybody you worked with that you were just in awe that you're working with this person?
Um, Probably, well, Michael Douglas,
Hmm.
because my mother was obsessed with the streets of San Francisco, and she had massive crush on him. So I watched it too. So, um, but also I would have to say maybe Richard Crenna and Art Carney, of course.
Yes.
Yes, Art Carney was like, and the nicest guy on the planet, but such a down to earth person and such a legend, right? I mean, he's larger than life. And also a bit of Bruce Davison. Bruce Davison's been around for a long time.
Oh, yes. Yes, he
Yeah,
has.
yeah.
So did you try to set your mom up with Michael Douglas?
No, no, he was married.
So?
So,
Like that matters now.
yeah, no.
Jeepers, times have changed so friggin' much now.
I know things were so different back then.
You know, I've had people say to me, he says, Greg, you're gonna be 53 and you're still single? And I'm like, yeah, I look around me and
Probably
I
smart
see,
at this point.
well,
Because you
here's the thing. I look
set your
around me
ways,
and
right?
I look around me and I'm like, all I see is people breaking up. It's like, what
Yeah,
makes me think I'm gonna champion it?
yeah, yes. This
I've
is true.
joked.
This is
I,
true.
yeah, I made a joke that a lot of people have laughed at, but I said, Emma Stone's my girlfriend. And they say, how do you say that? And I said, because she only wants money from me when she does a movie.
Hmm.
I go to the movie once or twice a year.
Hmm.
That's our date. She entertains me for 2 or 3 hours.
Hmm.
I appreciate her. Then I go home. She goes
Hmm.
home to her husband. Her husband sees her bad habits. I
Right.
don't.
Exactly. That's true.
I'm like, it's a perfect relationship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
People are like, gee,
You got
that's
to
a
meet her now. It's imperative that you do.
well, people always say they use the word cat lady to describe single women. And I'm like,
That's
really?
terrible. I know.
Is that so bad? I
Yeah,
have a cat.
yeah.
I'm kind of like,
You're a cat dude. Cat dude.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
You kidding me? When I come home,
yeah,
Skittles is waiting for me.
yeah.
If
Cuddle fest.
yeah, when I sleep, I have a CPAP machine.
Hmm.
And when I have that thing on, Skittles jumps up on top of me and he
Hmm.
walks. He has a strange habit of curling up and sleeping on my left thigh.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
don't know why my left thigh, but he sleeps on my left thigh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
It's
But
a
he'll
habit.
walk up on my chest and he'll
Hmm.
stare me in the face. And seeing him from down here, it's like I'm like, Skittles, you look really silly, you know? And he'll purr and rub against my CPAP mask. And I'm like, Skittles,
Nice.
that's not what that's for.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But anyway, I'm like, I'll be a cat person.
Yeah,
Yeah. Skittles don't argue with me.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that all that nonsense came out JD Vance
Oh, I
stupidity,
didn't
you know.
follow that.
Yeah, he was just talking about, women who don't have children, they're just cat ladies, they just have cats, dozens, hundreds of cats, and it
You
got the
want me to
derogatory.
you want me
uh
to tell you something? I've never wanted kids.
yeah, well, that's
Yep.
people that don't. It's there, and that's a choice. And that should be a choice that nobody's business.
Yeah. I never wanted kids, and I also don't screw everybody everybody I come across either, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Huh?
Not safe.
Well, I I don't know. It's just
Mm.
I don't sleep with everything that moves or anything like that. It's like
Well, that's
I
good.
see I see a lot of people and I see a lot of guys that are guilty of this.
Hmm.
They'll sleep with somebody, the woman gets pregnant,
Yeah.
and they
And
back
that's
off.
it. Yeah.
I know I don't want kids, so
Right.
I don't put myself in a predicament where I have to be a douchebag and walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
Speaking,
mature thing to do.
I have a memory to bring up, and it just came to mind, and I don't
Huh?
know why.
Uh-oh.
Because the last time I had you on, I think it was 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yeah.
was before I went to Horrorama.
Yeah.
And I bring this up every so often when I talk to Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the after party for that where Mink Stoll did the Filthy Cabaret.
Oh, yes. Yes. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and Carl Zittier played the keyboard in the background from Black
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, and we don't have strip clubs here anymore. We used to have one across the river, but we don't. I've never been to one. This was the first time I ever been to one. Was in
Okay.
was in Toronto for this event, and I think it was you.
Okay.
Actually,
I'll take your word for it. What did I
actually,
say?
I'll come back to that because
Okay.
you said something to me, but I remember, Lisa was
How
sitting
many
on a
drinks
stool,
in?
huh?
How many drinks in did I say this?
Maybe. I just remember they had after Mink Stoll was done singing, they had a drag queen get up there and
Yeah, that was
sing. Uh,
Donnorama. Donnorama. Her
that's
name.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
And he sang the song Lollipop.
Yes.
And he pulls a stuffed toy that looks like one of those used pad things
Okay.
with
That
the
sounds like Donnorama.
with a string on it.
Yeah.
And it had red on the end of it, but it was just
Yeah.
stuffed toy. And he swings it above his head. I don't know if I'm supposed to calling him a he or a she. I don't get behind the pronouns thing,
Yeah.
so I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but
It's usually she when they're dressed. Yeah.
okay. But swings it above her head. It flies
Mhm.
across the room, and it comes across.
Doesn't it land on you?
You remember? It hit me in the right shoulder and landed at my feet.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at it, then I looked up, and everybody was looking at me.
Yeah. They wonder what you were going to do if you were going to swing it back at them.
No, no, I still got it.
Do you still have it? So it's a
Oh, oh,
souvenir.
oh yeah, I still got it. I reached down and I picked that thing up, and I'm going to tell you, I to this day have never heard Lisa laugh so hard
Yeah. 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 I remember. Yep.
because we went for I don't know for pizza or something to eat afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and she was still having a hard time keeping it together.
That's, she'll never let you forget that either.
She asked me what I've done with it, and
Mhm.
I said I still have it. I said that's a memory for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I tease my cat with it, but I remember you walked past. I don't remember
Mhm.
it was you or Mink Stoll, but I
Mm.
think it was you that walked
Okay.
past and said, you're not in New Brunswick
Can't.
anymore."
That's right. You're not in
Was that
Kansas anymore,
you?
Toto. It might have been.
You're not in Fredericton anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, I'm not.
Yeah. That's
But
it.
yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna throw this back. It's a
Yeah. Gonna
keepsake.
keep it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's funny.
that was a hilarious moment.
Yeah.
But I also kind of learned a little bit about myself during this too, because I was always taught when you're talking to somebody, look them in the eyes. And of course, you had shooter girls wandering around that bar with
Mm-hmm.
no tops on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not used to that. But the shooter girl come up to me, no top on. And she
Yeah.
had the shooter
I don't
trick.
remember that, but anyway, it's possible.
Well, this was, yeah, she came up to me. And now I've been to nightclubs here, not in a long
Mm-hmm.
time,
Yeah.
but I have friends who were shooter girls, but they wore tops and stuff, you
Yeah.
know? But this one had no top on. But it's funny. She come up to me. She asked if I wanted a shot, and I was like, "No, I don't really drink.
Mm.
Although I do have White Russians because I love The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great
but
movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she came up to me and she goes, "So you're from Fredericton?" And I was like, "Yeah." And after I get home, I want plan to move here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's funny, you know, here's this stunning shooter girl talking to me, and I don't know what was into me, but I was actually I never once looked down.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that for some strange reason because uh I don't know, maybe it would have been awkward if I was looking down,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, you know, you see the joke where women say my eyes are up here.
well, I didn't want to disrespect, but she came over
Yeah.
and she was talking to me because I was from and I guess this was after you had said that you're not in Fredericton anymore. So because it
Yeah.
was when it was stuff was not happening on stage, but
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious and
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was a fun night.
yeah.
Yeah.
I miss the theater scene in Toronto. I love the movie theaters. I did not
Yeah.
know until I was there last October.
Yeah.
I went and saw It Follows for its anniversary
Okay.
down at the Dundas Theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never seen It Follows, so I went down there. I got a ticket and it said Theater 14, and I was like, wow, our
Hmm.
theater has 10.
Right.
But 14, I've never been to one that big.
Oh yeah.
So I went around and filmed a little bit, you know, documented my trip,
Yeah.
and I showcasing the movies that were playing. And I was like, well, there's 10. I don't know where theater 14 is. So I asked one of the patrons, I said, well, where's theater 14? It says, up the escalator. So I was like, thanks. Started going up the escalator. It said 11 to 24. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's a big one. Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I saw my first IMAX in Toronto back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Apocalypse Now on IMAX.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was another
Uh-oh.
first for me. And
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah. So I love the theater scene in Toronto. So I could
Yep.
think of a lot of reasons I would want to move there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But here's what I keep hearing people say here in Fredericton. And I'm not seeing a lot of proof of. Now I have seen the Palestine protests and stuff like that, which I think they should knock that off.
Mm.
But I keep hearing people say violence in Toronto. You don't want to move there. It's so violent, so violent.
Mm.
Okay. I know when I'm in Toronto, there's a lot of days I connect with Lisa and we go and do things.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa had a film shoot, so she had to go to Ottawa.
Right.
So we went down to Frightmare in the Falls, and then she had to go to a film shoot on the Monday, and I had to leave on the Thursday.
Right.
The meteors here.
Now I had somebody said, "Why didn't you leave early?" And I was like, "Because I was in Toronto."
Yeah. 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 Big
Here's
city.
the thing. Here's the thing. I spent a lot of time at that Carlton Theater, I'll tell you that. And I documented this in my videos. I said, I hear so many people back in New Brunswick bitch about how violent Toronto is. And here I am walking on the streets between the theater and the subway at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, the most aggressive thing I saw was an elderly drunk guy ranting going across the street.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know whether people, and Lisa's asked, has any of these people ever lived in Toronto? Probably not,
Yeah.
because I'm not seeing an overload of violence.
No, it's just the myth of the big city, That's what happens.
I've heard to avoid Jane and Finch.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a bad area, but there are pockets of them everywhere in the city.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that,
Yeah.
Um, I do get nervous when I heard that there was a father and son from
Oh, yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard about the attempted
Yeah, that's stabbing. Yeah, that was down in my
no,
old
no,
hood.
two people were planning a terrorist attack.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Well, Mark Miller, or the pathetic excuse for an immigration person that
Hmm.
Trudeau brought in, was not vetting these people as they were coming through.
Right.
This guy and his son, but the guy, there was video of him uh, chopping somebody up on a cross back where he came from.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
And I'm like, how did he get into Canada?
Yeah,
And he and his son, they got arrested. They got them.
good.
But that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And like I said, Carney's in, and Carney needs to learn that he works for us. And I don't think he realizes that yet. But we need a safe Canada.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Yep, we need a
We do.
safe Canada. Because
Yep.
if I move to Toronto, I want to be able to still say, I love this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. How long have you lived in Toronto?
Well, I was born and raised here, so I moved to New York when I got married or engaged.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you
that
come
was-
back here.
Well, I came back 2016 because my mother wasn't doing too well, and so I came back. Yeah.
Did you tell your mom that Michael Douglas loves her?
Yes. No. I did not.
You didn't do that, huh?
No, didn't do that.
Do you regret coming back here, or do you?
Yeah, I like being here. It's a great city. But I do miss New York.
Okay,
I miss New York.
you miss New York. Now, if you had a chance to move back to New York, would you do it?
Well, I'd have to have a lot of money, and I'm not sure if I'd want to go down there with Trump. at
You
the
don't
helm.
want you don't want to move next door to Trump Towers?
No, hell no.
Are you
No.
saying that he was the inspiration for Annoying Orange?
Probably.
Oh man.
Anyway.
I hope things
Yep.
get better.
Yeah,
I'm not-
same here.
Well, I'm not going to jeer the US anthem. I'm not going to do that.
No.
Nope, I'm not going to do that. But all I know is my plans to move have been put greatly on hold.
Well,
But
it'll happen.
here's the thing, I try to count my blessings. I got
Yeah.
2 jobs.
Yep.
I got a roof over my head. I got Skittles. I got my younger brother lives handy.
Yep.
And I work overnights, which means I got my peace. And
It's good. Yeah.
and when I get the chance to do the conventions and go to Toronto, it's always
you go.
a blast,
Yep.
So I like that. We don't have subways here,
Mhm.
except, well, we got sandwich stores. That's it.
At the sandwich stores.
That doesn't work for transportation though.
No. No.
So my car's
Anyway.
gotta do me, but
Yeah.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
it like in Toronto right now?
It's cold.
You know what? It's cold here
Cold.
too.
Cold, windy, and rainy. Yeah.
Same here.
Like a winter, it's like a fall day. I
Wow.
think the trees are confused.
I think so.
Uh-huh.
So what's coming up with you? Are you still writing your script?
Yep. Yep. Still trying to get it out there. It's
Are you
hard. It's not
starring
easy.
in it?
Well, I would like to, but I don't have to, actually, to be honest. I'd
Yes,
rather
you
just,
do. Yes, you do.
no, I don't have to be. I don't have to be. I would prefer to, like, somebody like, from Ma Barker, I could see somebody like Jennifer Jason Leigh doing it.
Jennifer Jason Leigh. I love her.
Yeah, she's really great.
I love Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to.
Well, I mean, there's that thought, but I'm not gonna jinx it because I'd rather just see it get made.
I do love Jennifer Jason Leigh, though, I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Mhm.
Big fan of hers, yes. Yeah,
Yeah, she's great.
yeah. You seen any movies lately that made an impression on you the last few
No, not
years?
really any movies. I guess I got on the bandwagon of that adolescence show on Netflix. That was really good.
Yeah, I don't watch television, so I can't relate to that. But
Yeah, yeah. No, it was a 4-part miniseries. It was really good.
yeah, I just watch my
Hard
movies
to
on my
watch.
Blu-ray player.
Yeah, hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
you know what, Leslie? It's always nice talking to you. It's
yeah,
glad
you
that
too,
we
Greg.
have you on here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been nice
it
talking to you and looking at Toronto back behind you.
well, originally I was supposed to have an image of you from Curtains on there, but
Oh, that's okay.
but I try to have a different image of Toronto every
Mhm.
month.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Toronto.
Yeah.
People here do not get, I get a lot of criticism from people here
Yeah.
about Toronto, and I don't think they get it.
No, they don't. They don't.
But I love Toronto. It's like every subway stop, it's something different.
Yes. Hmm.
I love Toronto,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll always appreciate Lisa for introducing me to
No,
it,
for sure. Yep.
you know. But love Toronto, and I hope to be there in August and October for a couple conventions. And
Nice. Yeah. Hope to see you then.
well, I'll have to reach out, see if we can meet for chow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we
It would
could
be
do
fun.
that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could
it would
do
definitely
that.
be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll reach out to David to have him come on the show.
Yes, you can have David on the show for sure.
Yeah, and we could talk sweet nothings about you.
Oh, don't do that to him. Yes, I know you have a lot to talk about, Kevin.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Gavin talked a lot about you, if you only knew.
I can only imagine what he said.
I had a good time with Gavin.
Yeah, Gavin's great.
Yeah, I had
That's
a good
great.
time with Gavin. So, yeah, I went to the Mandarin when I was in Toronto last, and I was like,
Mhm.
It's not quite the same without the company I had. So
Yeah.
there you go. But I'm
Well,
glad
he'll go with
he's
you again
yeah. Well, I'm glad
when he
he's
comes to
doing
visit.
better.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Well, that would be cool, man. For sure, we could catch up.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Anyway, so I'll pass you on to David when you're ready to interview him and have him look for you on Facebook.
Absolutely.
It'd be fun to interview.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not really, he says.
No, I don't want that.
Does he have bad hair too?
No, his hair's great. So he'll be on screen.
Yeah. Well, are you going to be on screen?
Not for a while, apparently.
I'm going to get him to get you on screen.
Maybe I'll pop in and wave when he's
Yeah.
doing it.
I
Yeah.
think you should.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I'll wear a hat.
You could wear like the little pink woven hat.
I have a
from-
pink baseball cap. I have a pink baseball cap. So yeah, well,
you could wear the hat you had in Curtains.
there you go. I can get one of those.
No wine.
There you go. That's good. Anyway.
Well, Lesley, it was wonderful having
It's
you
been
come on
great.
here today. Yeah,
Yes.
I thought I would reach out and have you back on, and
Yes. Thank you.
yeah, I gotta get Tracy Bregman on here at some
Oh, for
point.
sure. Yeah. Reach
Yeah.
out to her.
Yeah, but before I let you go, I would love a plug for my show.
Sure.
Just state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Okay. And when should I do it? Now?
Now, yeah.
Hello, folks. I'm Lesleh Donaldson, and I've had a blast talking to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise. You should listen when you can. It's a great time.
And in the meantime, we're going to see if we can get Lesleh on the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, that would be fun. Let's work on that.
I love the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, so do I. They're great. Yeah.
Somebody had said that they can't believe that the Trailer Park Boys have never hosted Saturday Night Live. And I'm like,
I
why
know,
hasn't
right?
that happened?
Yeah. Why haven't they? That's wrong.
Because they were on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
But-
It's a crime. They have to get them on.
But I'm going to give you some trivia. Everybody keeps saying that Wolf of Wall Street had the most profanity of any movie. And I'm like, no,
Mm,
no, not even close.
yeah.
Swearing at the movie holds the Guinness Book of Records, 935 F-bombs.
Nice.
Wolf of Wall Street doesn't even come close to that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah.
Canada.
Anyway, thumbs up, buddy. I will talk to you soon. Let me know when you're here.
I will, Lesleh. I will definitely do that. I haven't talked to Lisa in a while, but yeah. Well, I haven't done as many interviews this year because I keep telling people I'm either working or sleeping.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
that's
we
what
had
happens.
to do this at this time on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's fine. That was fine. It worked out.
Worked
well.
out perfectly.
Yeah.
But
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
God bless you, Lesleh. And
You too,
you send my best to Gavin.
Awesome. Say bye. Bye.
There
I'll
you
talk to
go.
you soon. Bye, Greg. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.